Senator James Sanders thinks it's high time New Yorkers had a conversation about the impact of slavery and racial and economic discrimination against African Americans. He wants the governor to appoint a commission to examine remedies and reparations. Senator, thank you very much for joining me today. I wonder what you want this commission to do.
We have to look at what's going on with a portion of the population that no matter what seemingly we do seems to be falling further and further behind. We have to figure out how much is history, how much is policy, and what New York State can do about it.
So is there a link between slavery and racism as we see in this state at this present time?
Many economists believe so. We need to find out for sure, and that's what this commission is about.
How are you going to do that? How will the commission do that?
We're going to gather 9 of the brightest New Yorkers that we can get. You should be one of them, of course. And we're going to put them together and let them look at all of the data and say, what are the links and what can we do about them?
So basically what you're concerned about is the fact that too many people of color are not making it in this economic time.
Well, yes, but more than that. I'm looking at what are we doing in America to fulfill the American dream, to make sure that this dream, equality of opportunity, that everyone has a fair opportunity.
But, you know, economic and institutional injustices have plagued communities across the country
Yes.
for decades and decades. How do you change that? And are you looking for New York to be the leader? I know that California had a committee on reparations, but are you looking for New York to do something different? Is it just money, or is it changing laws and changing attitudes?
Money is useful and perhaps necessary, but deeper still, are there policies afoot that we're doing that are leading to bad results? Are there economic inequalities that we can deal with? Redlining, green lining, any type of linings that we are doing? Are there things that we can do to make sure that America is America for everyone?
So what are the things that most upset you as you look at the possibilities that this commission could look at?
Well, it is very upsetting that when you look at the economics, you discover that for every $10 that a white family has, a black family has $1, and that's decreasing.
What we're talking about is in terms of the money that they earn in their jobs. Are you saying that people of color are paid less for the same work, or just don't get the higher paying jobs?
No, we're speaking about wealth. We're speaking about money that is going intergenerational from family to family. If you have none to begin with, you can't pass it on to your young people.
So how do you rectify that?
Well, there are strategies for creating wealth and making sure that people have wealth. Owning a home in America is, of course, is the #1 way that the middle class has moved forward. So we may want to see how do we make sure that people who deserve a home, want a home, can get one.
So how do you do that? Do you have to offer special loans, special rates for loans? And would the state of New York have to make up the difference to entice banks to offer those lower rates?
Now, you're cheating. This is the job of the committee, the commission that needs to come together and look at every possibility and say, here are a list of things that we could do.
But is that something that you would think is a good idea? I mean, you talked about redlining and greenlining and things like that. Are we talking about changing how we deal with our real estate industry?
I think that looking at intergenerational wealth, as in owning a home, owning businesses, would be very important. Of course, I'm chair of banking, so I'm a little biased.
So you want to see the banks offer lower rates?
I would love, I've been working with the banks of New York to offer better rates for people for a long time. Not so successful.
Are you saying, though, in a sense, that the banks have charged higher rates for people of color? You think there's been discrimination?
Oh, there's been documented discrimination that people, A, don't get loans, or B, are offered inferior products. So that's well documented.
So is there a need to change our political structures and our laws as part of this commission's mission?
You've hit it again. You should be on this panel. Absolutely, we'll have to look at all of the things that we're doing, whether it's policy, whether it's law, whether it's taxes, whether all of these things need to be looked at, education, health, all of them need to be looked at to say what's the best group of policies that we can come together with and aid all Americans for the American dream.
So at first blush, it makes it seem like there's a lot of things that you think are keeping people on the African American community down. Are there things that particularly, besides banking, that irk you and you'd like to see change, or you'd like to see the commission look at least?
Oh, sure. Environmental racism. We'd love to look at educational disparities. We'd love to look at health, things of this nature, not simply money, but a wide range of things that influence a person's life.
So the New York City Council has been looking at the possibility of removing the names and statues and artwork of people who had slaves, from George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Peter Stuyvesant. How do you feel about that? I
think as a historian, I trained in history, I think that it's useful to go back over history. In fact, history is just a steadily looking backwards to find new ways of moving forward. I don't believe that we should throw these statues out. I do believe that some of them need to be put into museums so that we can look at them and see them in their entirety. That we don't look at a person, Jefferson, for example, and say that there's nothing good about him. There's a lot of good about Jefferson.
But see, there are. It's not just statues. There are schools, there are streets, there are towns. There's Jefferson, New York. So should those be changed because this person had slaves?
When we see that people have had negative things in their history, we always change these things. In society, when we discover that a person was an abuser of children or whatever, those names are jettisoned quickly. We should make sure that we live in a society where no one has to walk past a school, a street that is mocking or their ancestors.
But see, if you put the statues in a museum, you can put up posters or signs that explain, George Washington did this and this. He was a slave owner, but he did this and this and this.
Yes.
You can't do that. Like, are you going to take away the name Washington Square Park? Are you going to change, Stuyvesant High School? I mean, is that something that you think should be done because these are people who own slaves?
As America grows and comes into a realization of its original sin, slavery, many things will change. As we grow and as we develop, we will find ways of either putting them in balance or putting them into museums. And this is only proper.
Okay, Senator, thank you so much for joining me. We're going to have to leave it right now, but we'll be right back.